Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back, Chasers and Chasettes, to the second episode, the second rendition, the second take of Keepin It Real. It's your host, Rundown Keem, and I want to thank you and welcome you to Keepin It Real. Today's topic is relationships. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've been in a relationship going on 5 years now. Our fucking anniversary, our 5th year anniversary just passed June 27th, 2024. So yeah, we're on 5 years now. And I want to say, first of all, that this is the longest relationship that I've ever been in, but I've learned so much from this one relationship, and I've bettered myself overall as a person from this one relationship, that honestly, after I get done saying all this, like the whole episode and everything, what I can say truthfully is thank you. Because without this relationship, without these experiences, without, I don't know, the bullshit that we've gone through these past 5 years, I don't know if I would have ever been to the point that I am now, as far as being in a relationship, as far as being the relationship guy. So honestly, I just want to say thank you to my significant other, my spouse, BL. Now, on today's episode, we're going to go over what is a relationship, what is love, what do you look for in a relationship, my relationship past, my history, toxic relationships, abuse in the relationship, is a relationship worth fighting for, and when is it time to leave the relationship? We're going to deep dive into all of this. Again, it's your host, Rundown Keem, and let's just go ahead and jump straight into today's show. So, what is a relationship in my opinion? Now, I have to say my opinion because a lot of dickwads will sit here and be like, oh, that's not the definition. That's not what that means. It's kind of like paraphrasing dickwad. So if I'm saying it, just know it's coming from my own opinion, my own point of view, my own personal experience. This is just what I feel that whatever it is. So keep your opinion to your fucking self unless I ask you for it. No, I'm playing. Not really. Bag chasers and chasettes. What is a relationship? A relationship it's when you're with that person. It's when you're with your person. It's when you're with that one person who you feel like is the best person in the world. Like you feel like when anything is going wrong, when something's going bad, when something's terrible, you can go to this person and this person will turn everything around. This person isn't immortal. This person isn't a god. This person isn't even a fucking superhero. But in your eyes, in your mind, in the land of delusional nigga or bitch, this person is your person. This person is almighty in your eyes. So being in a relationship means that you're with a person that is almighty in your eyes. You know, is that simple? That's that. Everybody keeping up, chasers and chasettes, you guys are very intelligent, so I know you get what I'm saying. I feel like being in a relationship is, you know, it's kind of like brotherhood, but not, you know, but it's the same basis, because in a relationship, you're someone I can depend on. You're someone I can rely on. You're someone where if times are dark for me, I know I can call my girlfriend or I can call my boyfriend and I can be like, hey, this is what's going on in my life and this, and this. And automatically we'll say spouse, because I'm not going to keep saying girlfriend, fucking boyfriend. All right. My fucking spouse will make everything better. We'll take everything away. We'll make everything just better. Okay, so in my opinion, that's what a relationship is. Now, what is love? It's basically the exact same thing. Love is overwhelming. Now, I know for those of us that are religious or were raised religiously that we were taught that God is love, but we're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about relationships. So, love in a relationship, I mean, is unconditional, man. I mean, it has no bounds. It has no boundaries. Nothing stops love in a relationship because it's indefinite, you know? It's when I tell someone I love them, I mean it. And when I say I mean it, I mean as if you call me, I got you. If you need something, I got you. Regardless, if you're wrong, you're right. If you're right, you're right. It doesn't matter. Right or wrong, I'm rocking with you because I love you. So love is just this overwhelming emotion that just controls the narrative of the relationship. Love is very, very powerful. However, bag chasers and chasettes, with that being said, love cannot be the only factor that keeps your relationship going. I know our grandparents were like, oh, all you need is love, and our love is all you need. That shit is so cap. Bruh, love is not all you need, bruh. You need so much other shit. Like, for example, let's get into it. If you're gonna have a relationship and a relationship is going to work, what makes a relationship work? And this was gonna be another point, but let's just go ahead and tie it into love since we're already here. In order for a relationship to work, chasers and chasettes, the number one thing that you need is communication. And now, yeah, love is important, but communication over love will always triumph, because if you're not communicating with me how you feel, what's going on in your head, what's wrong, then there's nothing that I can do to fix the problem. If you're just walking around here every day and you're just having a stick up your ass and you're not saying, hey babe, I have a stick up my ass, how in the fuck am I supposed to know that there's a stick up your ass? I can't read your mind. Chasettes, we chasers cannot read your fucking mind. I know that in, the creation of fucking women or girls at the time, I know that we all have our own opinion. Okay? We all have our own fucking opinion. So some of us believe we were born in a big bang. Some of us believe God created everything. Some of us don't have an opinion whatsoever. We're born and we're just living life. All right. So however you feel like you were fucking born, some people feel like a stork brought you. The damn bird, the little cartoon bird brought you in like a little basket, dropped you off at the front doorstep, and boom, these your parents. All right. So however the fuck you feel like you were born, I don't know if maybe y'all feel like when y'all were being created, they put like everybody else around me has the ability to read my fucking mind. But no, chasettes, us chasers cannot read your fucking mind. If there's something wrong, for the love of Jesus, please fucking say that, so that way we can rectify the problem. And then walking around, chasettes, with a stick up your ass and then having an attitude that there's a stick up your ass and then getting upset with me because I didn't read your mind about the stick up your ass isn't going to change anything. It's going to make everything worse. It's going to cause multiple arguments for no reason. We're going to be arguing about bullshit that doesn't even matter. Who the fuck turned the Duracell battery in the back of the remote facing the remote? Like, what the fuck are we even arguing about? What are we talking about? But you're not even upset about the battery. You're upset because you have a stick up your ass, and you just haven't communicated with me you have a stick up your ass because you feel like it's my job to read your fucking mind. I cannot read your mind, chasettes. So please, for the love of sake, for the love of fuck, just communicate. It's not that hard. In order for a relationship to work, the number one thing you need is communication. The number two thing that you need in a relationship is trust. I cannot stress this shit enough. If you don't trust your spouse, it's not going to work. If you don't trust him to go out with his homeboys and not cheat and come back home and fucking love you and only you, it's not going to work. If you don't trust her to go out with her homegirls and fucking not cheat and come home and only love on you, it's not going to work. Trust is very important. Communication trumps trust, in my opinion, because if I sit up here and tell you straight up, I don't even like you for real, I don't want to be with you, we'll fuck everything else. We don't need anything else because there's no relationship at that point. You've communicated with me that this is not really what you want to do in the first fucking place. So at that point in time, why am I wasting my time trying to make this shit work? Fuck that, I'm gone. But without that communication, you're sitting here trying to beat on a dead fucking horse and try to make this dead ass relationship work, when in reality, this shit has been dead, but nobody's communicated with each other that this shit is dead. So we're just sitting here with lack of trust for one another because we really don't want to even be with one another. So ultimately, that shit's gonna fail. But communication, number one, trust, number two. Without those two things, your shit ain't gonna work. Your relationship, that shit gonna fail, brody or sister. Now, third, like I was saying, love. Now you're like, oh bro, but love is so important. Without love, man, fuck that shit. Look, love is important. That's why it's top 3 in order to make the relationship work. But bruh, you can love somebody but not fuck with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, for example, chasers and chasettes, right? I'm sure, okay, chasers, I'm sure, think of your celebrity crush, right? When you were a teenage boy and you were going through puberty and the world was literally just one big fucking vagina to you, and you wanted to hump and dump everything, right? Like, you were just full of horniness and ready to fucking go, right? Okay, and your celebrity crush, you were so in love with her. You were just like, oh my God. Like, okay, I'll be honest with y'all. One of my celebrity crushes when I was younger was Megan Good. Man, look. You couldn't tell me nothing about Megan Good, man. What? Megan Good was so, man, look. And then she grown. Now to this day, like, bro, she was grown when I was a teenager, when I was a child. She's still fucking grown. Like, I think Megan Good is like up there. Like, she's in her 40s going on 50s type shit, right? And look at her. Like, she still look like she's still in her 20s. Like, bro, I'll crack, man, look, man, I'll crack that shit like a motherfucking watermelon, man. I'll crack that shit like a walnut, boy. Stop playing. So think of your celebrity crush. You love your celebrity crush. You're in love with this woman. You watch every movie she dropped, every show she's in, every feature, every podcast, whatever. You're watching all that shit because you love her. And then now come back to reality. You've never fucking met that woman, but you love her. Love can happen without you fucking with a person. Again, let me say that again. Love can happen without you fucking with a person. You can love someone that you don't talk to. You can love someone that you don't fuck with. You can love someone like, okay, if you listen to the first episode, Brotherhood, I love my brother, but I don't fuck with my brother anymore, right? I will always love my brother because at the end of the day, that's my brother, but I just don't fuck with him, right? I personally have a saying, and the saying goes, I'm cool with everybody, I just don't fool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Which means I'm cool. When people see me, they be like, what up, Keen? Yo. And I be like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? But I just don't fuck with everybody. Like, I'll say what's up to you, but there's a difference between me saying what's up to you and me taking my right hand and dapping you up. Because if you don't know, in man world, in chaser world, if you use your right hand to shake another man's hand, that's a sign of respect. If you use your left hand to shake another man's hand, that's a sign of disrespect. Don't ask me. I didn't make up the rules. I was just taught this shit like every other man on the world, right? On this earth, right? So if I'm dapping you up my right hand, there's some type of trust there. I also have another saying. I personally live by a personal code, LLR. LLR stands for loyalty, love, respect. If I have loyalty for you, then I love you. And if I love you, I respect you. So if I'm dapping you up with my right hand, there's some type of loyalty there. There's some type of respect there. There's some type of love there. There's some type of trust there. But me just hitting you with the yo, what's up, and keeping my day pushing, I don't fuck with you for real. Now, and I said all that to say, love can happen from a distance. You can love people from a distance. You don't have to necessarily be in someone's face to love them, which is why, in my personal opinion, in order for a relationship to work, love has to be number 3. It is very important, but again, communication at number 1, it's at number 2, and at fucking number 3, right? If you don't have those 3 things, your relationship's not gonna work. We could go into a deep dive on all the shit to make a relationship work, but I'm going to stick with the absolute necessities of making your relationship work. Without those 3 things, the shit's going to fail. And it's just the truth. Some of those are more important than others. Like I said, communication is at number 1 for a reason. Trust is at number 2 for a reason. And then love is at number 3 for a reason. They each have their own reasons for being at which number they are at, respectively. However, in my opinion, without that communication, that shit just won't work. And yeah. So in my opinion, to wrap all this up, to sum all this up, because again, I went on a little rant there. What is love? Unconditional, looking out for you all the time. And how does a fucking relationship work? Communication, trust, love. Perfect. Let's move on. What do I look for in a relationship? Chasers and chasettes. Now this is interesting because I've always been known as the one that didn't really have a type. When I was younger, I didn't really consider myself as having a type. Like, I was like, I mean, as long as, she not hard to look at, I ain't really tripping. As I've gotten older, I definitely have a type. Back chasers and chasettes, and listen, before you try to crucify me, before you try to get on me and all this and all that, it's not my fault. It's just what I like. It's my own personal preference. There are females that like shit. There are guys that like shit. We all like what we like. So again, I look for personally, you can't be a BBW. If you don't know what it is, it's a big, beautiful woman. You can't be. There's nothing wrong with our BBW queens. Okay, you BBW queens, you slay, you do your own thing, you know what I mean? Like, y'all have y'all own lane and y'all motherfucking make that shit work. Y'all have the confidence that most of us don't have because you are a BBW, and you have to have that certain type of confidence that most of us don't have because we're not BBW. But you have that. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, BBWs are the most confident people that I've ever met. And when I was going through my weight problems back when I was a juvenile, because for those who don't know, I used to be fat. Like, I was a fat kid. Like, I was one of them kids, bro, that would sit there and eat all fucking day. Like, I eat my feelings. Like, if I get mad or sad or whatever, I just eat, bro. Like, I was obese. Like I was like motherfucking 13, and I think I was like 285 pounds at 13, and I was only like 5'6". Like it's a miracle by the grace of God that I didn't contract diabetes at such a young age, because my mother and my father both have diabetes, and my father contracted diabetes from being overweight, whereas my mother, she contracted diabetes from being pregnant with me. But you know, you can't be a BBW in a relationship with me. Like, there's nothing wrong with BBWs, like I said, but me personally, that's just not what I want. You can't be a materialistic female. Like, if you always want shit, I'll be honest, I'm not broke. Okay, nothing about me is financially challenged. Like I said, I'm middle class. We live fine. We get what we want when we want it. My son has never wanted or needed for anything. We're fine. Like, we're good. There's no problem. We are good. But I'm not buying you shit, shorty. It ain't gonna happen. Like, listen, okay, I've been in a relationship for 5 years, right? And I respectfully spent at least anywhere from $300,000 to about $450,000 on my girl that I'm with now, on my fiance, right? But that's because we've been together for so long, and she didn't ask me for any of it. Like, let me start there. My girl is not materialistic at the fuck all, bro. She don't ask for shit. Like, she may want something, but she won't ask for it. She's one of the ones where she'll be on TikTok or whatever, and you'll see her scrolling. She'll heart something and be like, oh, this is nice. I'd like one of these. And then she'll keep fucking scrolling. She won't screenshot it so she can come back later. She won't save the post so she can come back later. She won't send it to me so I can go look at it and buy it for her. I literally have to pay attention to what the fuck she's looking at, so that way I can be like, okay, bet. Snap a quick picture of it, or get a mental picture in my head, so that way I can go Google it, find it, and then go purchase it for her. And that is the type of woman I love. And that is why I've been here for 5 fucking years. Because if you don't ask me for shit, oh, you gonna get the world, baby. I promise. I'm gonna give you everything that you're not asking me for. Meaning, you have females out here, I need to get my hair done every week. I need to get my nails and toes done every week. I need to go and do this and do that every week. No, bitch, you don't. You don't need to do that shit. You want to do that shit. And that is going to be something else that we cover on the podcast. Not this show, but on a different one. But the difference between wants and needs as an adult American. You want shit, you don't need shit. And you think that because I'm your spouse, that it's my job to pay and get you everything that you want. And then they'll hit you with shit like, yeah, because if you don't do it, there's another man out there that will. Well, look here, Hootie Doody. Look here, Chasette. Look here, Sweetie Pie. Whatever the hell you want to call your motherfucking self. Go get him. Look, I made it very clear in the 5-year relationship that I've been in now. I'm not one of those, okay? You can't threaten me with a good time, mama. Don't sit here and tell me, oh, it's another guy that if you don't want to pay for this, if you don't want to do for this, another guy will. Well, baby, go get with him. Baby, go call that boy. Baby, give me his number, and I will call him from my phone, and I will be like, hey, excuse me, there's a young lady that we both have interest in, and I think that she's better off suited with you. Trust me, chat, I've done it before. I'm saying chat like y'all on my stream. I mean chasers and chasettes. I'm so caught up in this fucking content creation. My mind's all over the world. But anyways, I've done it before. I have texted a female's ex and told that man, listen, your girl is over here still wanting you. So respectfully, come get her and take her home. Come on, get her. Take her back to where she want to be. I'm not one to hold you hostage. I'm not going to make you be where you don't want to be at. If this ain't the relationship for you, if this ain't where you want to be, then by all fucking means, please go ahead and be where you want to be. I'm not going to beg you to stay, baby. I'm not going to plead you to stay, baby. In fact, baby, I'm going to ask you, do you need help packing, baby? I'm going to hold the door for you, and I'm going to tell you, don't let the door hit you with a good low split you, and I'm going to let you get the fuck home. It's just that simple, chasers and chasettes. I don't beg nobody for nothing because I can live my life by myself. Like I said in Brotherhood, I've been in and out of the fucking judicial system my entire life, and I'm only 23. I did a 2-year bid where nobody answered the phone and nobody sent me a letter. The only person that I talked to when I was locked up for 2 years was my mom. And even still, my mom didn't want to talk to me. My mom told me that. She was like, I really don't want to talk to you because you're incarcerated. And I feel like this is your fault. And I feel like I shouldn't have to keep spending money to talk to you on the phone. And I didn't put you in there. This is your fault. So she really didn't want to talk to me. Out of 2 years, I only talked to my mom like once every 6 months. And if I'm being real, she only really talked to me because I got locked up fucking November, and fucking my birthday was there. So I was in there the first month for my birthday, and then the second birthday came, and then the third birthday came. So she really only talked to me for my birthday, to be real. You know what I mean? But I'm saying all that shit to say, not as no sob story, but as I know how to be alone. I know how to live my life and not have to have a bunch of fucking people in my face giving me validation that I'm who I say I am, or I can live the life that I say I can live. Man, I don't need people. I don't need friends. Now, to my friends that listen to this podcast, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all my niggas. I love you. God damn it. But what I am saying is, if God forbid y'all would have just be like, you know what, fuck bro, I'm done with bro, my life wouldn't stop. My heart wouldn't crash. My life wouldn't be over. Nothing would change. The only thing that would change is I would probably have to find new people to play the game with. Respectfully. I fought with y'all. I love y'all. But y'all know what it is and what it ain't. So let's just keep it, you know what I'm saying? Keep it real. Hey. But like I said, so let's reiterate. Number one. No. Number two. Can't be materialistic. Number damn three. If your parents are gonna be in our relationship more than you in our relationship, I don't want it. I can't be with a girl who anytime something go wrong, she going to run to her mama and her daddy. Anytime we get into an argument, her parents calling my phone, well, what's going on with our daughter? Hell no. Am I in a relationship with you, or am I in a relationship with your parents? Like, mama, I'm not finna sit here and talk to your parents about shit. I don't care what your people gotta say. Now, it's different if you and I are going through something and I'm like, look, or you like, look, let's talk to my parents because they've been together longer than us. They know what the fuck. Let's sit down and have a full-on conversation with them. That is something completely different that I am open to. But point blank, we get into an argument, fuck it. Who left the toilet seat up, right? My bad, babe. No, you always doing this shit. It ain't your bad. It's not a mistake if you keep doing it, right? Okay, boom. You leave the house. An hour later of you leaving the house, your dad is calling me. Hey, so I just want to talk to you, man. I know sometimes it's hard putting the toilet seat down, but we just got to do it. Hell, I've been doing it from out. Like, nah, look, man, I don't give a fuck what you do in your household. You and your household are completely different from me and my household. So do what the fuck you do in yours with your woman, and don't try to tell me what the fuck to do in mine with my woman. And if you want to sit here and be in control of this relationship because that's your daughter, then respectfully, hell, go date your fucking daughter. Real shit. Mom, dad, all that. All y'all can go date your daughter. Another fucking disbarring factor. Like what I look for in a relationship. Like, I'm gonna give y'all what can't be in a relationship and what I look for. So basically what I'm saying is, when I said no BBWs, so what I'm looking for in a relationship is someone in the petite range. You don't necessarily have to be petite. You could be slim. You could be slim thick. But once you cross a certain amount of weight, that switch goes ahead and gets turned the fuck off. You can't be materialistic. So that goes to say that I don't want someone who's asking me for shit. I prefer someone who, keeps to herself, would rather read a book in a library than go be on the scene, you know what I'm saying, and asking me for shit, excuse me. But, so everything that I'm saying, I don't want, just, use your brain, chasers and chasettes, that obviously this is what I do want on the opposite of what I don't want, okay? So number 3 was, your parents can't be in a relationship. I don't have time for that shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't have time for another grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman to be trying to come and tell me some shit about their daughter, about my relationship. Like, hell no, get the fuck on. I don't have time for that shit, right? Number 4, and this one differs from number 3, you cannot put me second, okay? Meaning, you put your parents first. Now, that doesn't mean that they're in our relationship, chasers and chasettes. You putting your parents first could mean that when your mom asks you to do something, you run and do it. But when I be like, babe, you want to sit here and watch a movie or something? Nah, I'm kind of tired. But then your mom call you after I ask you, do you want to watch the movie? And you ready to hop up and run over to your mom's house so you can help out. Fucking, your pop call you, ask you if you want to do something, you hop up ready to go. I just asked you if you want to do something, you told me, nah, you kind of tired and all this and all that, but you ready to go when your people call you. Motherfucker, it don't necessarily have to be your parents, your siblings, your sister, your brother, same shit, your motherfucking friends. Hey girl, you want to go out? I just asked you if you wanted to go out with me and go see a movie, you said no, but then your homegirls asked you want to go out and see a movie, you said yes. I don't play second fiddle to anyone. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't give a damn who it is. Let me say that again, because I know the certain people that will be listening to this podcast might think I'm playing. I'm not. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not playing second fiddle to anybody. If I feel like I'm playing second fiddle to you, then guess what, girly? I'm out of here. I'm not finna motherfucking compete with your family. I'm not finna compete with your friends. As a significant other, how do you compete with one's family and friends? Let's just be real. Because she was born with these people, right? These are her siblings. These are her parents. She was born with her family. How do you compete with that? These are her friends, which more than likely she's known for X amount of years, which more than likely she's known them a lot longer than she's known you, right? So how do you compete with relationships that you will never ever be able to beat because of the fact that they were outstanding way before you were even in the picture? There's no way to compete with those. So for me personally, if I play second fiddle for those reasons, I'm out. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and pretend. I'm not going to act like that shit doesn't happen in a relationship. In fact, you know, chasers and chasettes, we keep it real. At one point in my 5-year relationship, I did have to have a conversation with my spouse and let her know, like, yo, look, I feel like you putting your family over me and that shit ain't going to fly with me. So we had our conversation, we rectified the situation, well, she rectified the situation, and we moved forward. But if there, and see, chasers and chasettes, that's that communication I was talking about. That's the number one point that I was talking about, right? But had she had not rectified that situation, had she had not switched it around, we wouldn't have made it to 5 years. I would have left her where she stood. I don't sugarcoat and I don't play. I'm not here to fuck around and play games and motherfucking act like, you know what I'm saying, your shit don't stink. Hell no. All our shit stink. And baby, your shit stink sometimes worse than mine. So if it's something in a relationship that is a problem for me and I bring it up and you don't change that, I'm out. Simple, easy, respectfully. You know what I mean? Sometimes disrespectfully, depending on what it was, but respectfully. So, you know what I mean? I can't play second fiddle to anybody. I can't motherfucking act like I'm going to play second fiddle. I can't even pretend to play second fiddle. I'm not going to do it. Also, what do I look for in a relationship? You can't have no motherfucking nigga friends. I'm gonna be honest. Chaser friends, nigga friends, male friends, boy friends, whatever the fuck you want to call it, chasettes. You can't have none. Oh, well, he was my friend a hell of years before I met you. Let me be honest with y'all, chasers and chasettes. I don't give a fuck if he's straight or gay. Okay, let's go ahead and get that out, right? I don't give a damn if he gay. Gay friends, gay males are no better than home friends, than home female friends. It's no fucking better. That gay male is about to have your girlfriend hanging out the window with a ratchet ass friend shaking her ass screaming ski damn ye because he want to be a female so bad that being a hoe is the only way he can do it. So no, gay male friends, absolutely the fuck not. They sometimes worse than the hoe friends that are born female. So no, that ain't gonna happen. Straight male friends, I've tried to be friends with females before, and yes, I am able to do it. But in my opinion, and I'm going to be completely honest with y'all chasers and chasers, I can only be friends with ugly ass people, with ugly ass females. And when I say ugly ass females, please know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So their beauty may not have been in my eye. God damn it. That don't mean that they ain't beautiful to other people, but to me personally, they ain't beautiful. So the only reason why I could be a friend with a female is if straight up she's ugly as hell. Other than that, if she look like something, if she's decent, more than likely there's going to be some sort of flirtation between us. Now, necessarily, it does not always have to come from me. I may not be the initiator. Sometimes I just be completely oblivious to shit. Bitches be flirting with me and I just be like, huh? What? She flirting? I didn't know that type shit. So, you know what I mean? A girl may flirt with me, but even still, because chasers and chasers, I'm just not an ugly motherfucker. I'm a looker. I look decent. You know what I mean? I'm handsome. So naturally, you gonna wanna fuck with me. You gonna wanna be like, okay, bro, I kind of, you know what I'm saying? He's sexy, smacksy. So I'm trying to see what's up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to fuck with bro. So naturally, chasers and chasers, unless you an ugly motherfucker, I personally can't be friends with you if you are a female. I would love to say that I could, but it's just not gonna happen. And that's just me being honest. You know what I mean? Again, I could be cool with you. but I just probably won't fool with you. Like if you text me, yo, I'll be like, yo. Like I have multiple females that text me and they'll be like, hey, what's up? And I'll be like, yo, and they'll be like, fucking, they'll ask me for shit like, hey, have you heard from so and so, or what the fuck is this and that, or so and so, or shit like that. But as far as us keeping contact every day, texting every day, calling each other, that shit ain't gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, if I'm an attractive person and you're an attractive person, the attractions are gonna meet, and that shit gonna go from friendly to friends with benefits, and that's not the way to go. So yeah, guy friends, absolutely not. And I will say, chasers and chasettes, that I say no to guy friends because of me. I don't sit here and try to sugarcoat shit. I am a realist. And for those of you that don't know, you will come to find out. I am very much a realist. I am very much realistic. I don't play bullshit. I think about the end game. I think about the bigger picture, but I am very realistic getting to the end game and bigger picture. So realistically speaking, if I can't sit here and be friends with an attractive female, who in the fuck says that other men can? Yeah, I know they be like, oh, certain men have self-control, you know, and all this and all that. Man, you must be a monk, bro, because every man I know, if we've all been through the same shit. Man, I tried to be friends with this girl, man, and one thing led to another. Next thing I know, she was sucking my dick in the back seat. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't try to initiate, you know, that attraction. It's just it happens. It's fatal attraction. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is, you know? So, and if I know that I am this way, and I know that I can admit to saying this, because see, a lot of men won't admit that they can't be friends with females that are attractive. A lot of men will say that I have self-control, I can be friends with anybody. And the whole time they don't want to sit here, what you doing, friend? I'm trying to come over and see you at 2:00 in the fucking morning. Like, bro, get off that shit. Like, nigga, no, we know what the fuck you on. Get off it, gangster. So anyways, that's why I say hell no to male friends, because I know that if I can't be held accountable and responsible for being a male friend the right way, that other men probably can't, and I'd just rather not risk that than fuck around and risk it and fuck myself up and nah, fuck it. Let me see, what else do I look for in a relationship? I mean, the bitch got to be honest, bro. She just got to be truthful, you know what I mean? Lying to me is the quickest way to get, you know, banished. You know how in Japan and Chinese culture, you fuck up and they dishonor you and you kicked out the family and shit like that. Lying to me is the quickest way to get banished, dishonored, kicked out of my group, because I don't deal well with lying. I don't give a damn if it's a white lie. I don't give a damn, bitch, if I be like, hey, has somebody seen my lollipop? And you be like, no. The whole time you saw it, it was in the room. You was just trying to play a joke. That shit ain't funny because you lied to me. I don't give a damn. I don't deal with lying at all. So if you're not a truthful female, a truthful woman, it's just not gonna work. I can't do it. You got to be truthful. You got to be honest. You got to tell the truth. Because if you don't tell the truth, you out the door. I'm out. Simple. So yeah, and what else, chasers and chasers? I really got to dig deep on this, because I don't want to steer y'all wrong, and then y'all be trying to hit me up and shit and be like, oh, well, you said this is the type of female you like, because no, it's not, sweetie. Also, social media addict. If you always on that damn phone, it ain't nothing for us to talk about. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, whatever the fuck you get, hell, MySpace, YouTube, whatever the fuck you get on. If you always on that shit, it ain't nothing for us to talk about. I'm sitting here trying to watch a movie with you and you on your phone. I'm sitting here trying to talk to you about my day and you on your phone. I'm sitting here trying to make plans with you and you on your phone. That shit ain't gonna work. I'm gonna get tired of that shit. That shit gonna get played the fuck out, and I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be over it. I'm gonna be through with it. I'm gonna be the fuck out. If you are on the phone all the time, that shit just not gonna work. So don't be on the phone all the time. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of men will not admit this, but if I'm trying to sit here and spend time with my woman, it's 9 times out of 10 at the sacrifice of something else. Now, chasettes, I'm not saying, let me keep it real and speak for me. I'm not saying that I have a problem with making the sacrifice. All I'm saying is spending time with my girl is 9 times out of 10 sacrificial to something else that I was going to do. Meaning, if I'm sitting here for the next 3-4 hours watching movies with you, I was probably going to be on a game. So I sacrificed game time to watch movies with you. But if I'm sacrificing my game time to sit here and watch movies with you, the least you could do is get off the fucking phone. See what I'm saying? Like, if I'm sacrificing fucking going out with my homies to go play basketball at the park or whatever the fuck, we finna go do some power plays and make some money right quick. But I'm saying, nah, I'm in with my girl, and I'm sitting here trying to watch movies with you and figure out what we about to order for dinner, and you can't give me 5 seconds of your time because you too busy on your damn phone. That shit just ain't gonna work. That shit, I'm gonna be the fuck out. I'm gonna be like, yeah, hell no. You might as well date your phone, baby girl, because that ain't gonna work. But yeah, that shit just not gonna work, man. So don't be on your phone all the time. Don't be all in the socials and shit all the time, man. Spend some time with me. Take some time to smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? Love me like I love you, baby. And we gonna be cool. Which brings me really to my next point, my relationship history. Now, as I said, this probably relationship that I'm in now is the longest relationship that I've been in my whole life. And I'm 23. I started dating when I was 10. Yes, I was a fast little boy. I started dating when I was about 10 years old. And I'd have like little girlfriends that I thought meant the world to me. Because also, for those who didn't know, I was predominantly raised by women. My mom, my grandma, my cousins, my sisters. I was predominantly raised by women. So treating a woman, talking to a woman, all of that shit is easy for me personally because I was raised by women. I know how to sit here and turn a woman's smile to a frown and turn a frown to a smile. Like literally, dead ass. I'm a woman whisperer. I don't claim to know every woman, but all women, not that all women are the same, but the primary basis of womanhood is pretty much the same. Be, respectful, be truthful, be, lovey-dovey, and you're good. You know what I mean? My relationship history is shit. I done been crossed, double crossed, cheated on, flipped and dipped, all which way but the right way. So my first relationship I was in, right? I'm not gonna say her name or none of that, but the very first relationship I was ever in, that bitch wound up cheating on me with my damn brother. Not the one from Brotherhood. I have, for those who also didn't know, I have 8 brothers. So yeah, the one from Brotherhood, that's just one of the 8. But fucking the first relationship I was ever in, that girl wound up cheating on me with my own damn brother. Broke my heart. Shattered it to a million fucking pieces. I was like, wow, is this really what being in a relationship is like? Is this really what love is like? Now, what's crazy is, even though I grew up predominantly raised by women, what is insane is I couldn't go to my family members and talk to them about my relationship problems because my mom was a very, very big advocate for you not dating nobody until you can afford to date. Meaning, I can afford dates, I can afford the ride to the damn date, I can afford picking her up, the gas in the car. Like, you can afford the date, basically, right? So that was my mom's motto. That was my mom's philosophy. You can't date until you can afford to date. So I couldn't go to my family and be like, hey, I'm talking to this young lady. We're dating. We've been talking for a little minute. Woo, and this is what's going on. I couldn't do that. So basically, I had to always either call my dad, try to go to my brothers, which was terrible because none of my brothers, the only brother of mine that ever wound up getting married was Theo. Okay, God rest his soul. But he was married, and that shit didn't work out. So I really didn't have a blueprint on what a relationship was supposed to go like. I just knew, like I said, what women like and how to make a woman smile and how to make a woman feel good. But I really didn't know how to keep a relationship going, right? But so after she broke my heart by cheating on me with my brother, I kind of went into a depression state, and that's when I started eating my feelings real bad. And I kind of blew up. Now, keep up with me because this all ties into the same story. So I got bigger because I was already like 175 when I was 10. Like, when I tell you I was a fat child, like, yeah, I was a fat kid for real. So I was at 175. Man, I I weighted up to like 220. And it was like a year later, and that's when I met my second girl that I hopped in a relationship with. At this time, I was about 11. I was fat as hell, but I didn't care because I still knew that I knew how to talk to women. I knew how to razzle dazzle, so I was gonna bag shorty. And when I tell you I was in love with this girl, like, I was head over fucking heels for this girl. Let me tell you where I fucked up at, chasers and chasettes. I met her at church, okay? Let's start there. Church girls are bad, okay? That whole myth, that whole legend that, oh, if you meet a girl at church, the church girls are good and all that bull shit, chasers and chasettes. The church girls are worse than the regular fucking girls. And I'm not talking about the PKs, the preacher kids. No, I'm talking about regular congregation kids. Like, what the hell? We're supposed to be here learning about the Lord and Jesus and all of that good shit. And fucking, we're sitting here being diabolical to each other. Like, the church child scene was so crazy. Believe me or not, I got my very first 5 weed customers. When I used to sell weed back in the day, I got my very 5 first weed customers at church. I told them boys, I was like, yeah, I sell. And they was like, what? I'm trying to cop my big brothers. Because back in our day, fucking us 2000 babies, our older siblings always used to smoke, right? Our cousins, somebody always was smoking. And we being the younger generation, they wouldn't let us smoke. They would smoke around us. They'd have their friends over smoking. And when the moment we asked to top that bit, nah, bro, when you get older. So me personally, out of the 8 brothers that I have, fucking all of them niggas smoke. Okay, and I used to smoke with them. I used to get weed from them. I used to go flip the weed that I get from them. Like, I made my own little hustle. Like, I've always been a hustler, from starting my own landscaping business, fucking all the way to starting my own medicinal business. Like, everything I do, I hustle hard. So yeah, Ace Hood looking at it. But nah, so man, look, so I meet Shorty or whatever. We kick it off. I was head over heels for Shorty, right? I ain't give y'all the name on the first one because, man, fuck that bitch. But we'll give you the name on this one. But it's, of course, going to be a rendition name. So we just going to call Shorty. We going to call Shorty Sweet. All right? So I'm fucking with Sweet. And I'm talking about, I was head over heels for Sweet, man. I was like, man, I'm so in love with Sweet. Like, Sweet is just like, she's my woman. She's my person. I love her. I used to look forward to going to church. Like, man, Chasers and Chasettes, I used to put on, man, what? I used to be dressed to the nines going in that hole. Used to have on the suit with the vest underneath, with the cuff links, or with the handkerchief. All that 11 years old, mind you. I'm styling and profiling so I can go in this church and I can show little Shorty what's up. I'm 220 pounds, but I got that confidence. I got that dip on my chip. I got that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, Shorty low. So we vibing. Like, I've known Shorty now, because mind you, we've been going to this church for like a long time. So over the years, our relationship strengthens and shit like that. And I think right before I came home, I told everybody, like, I'll be home soon type shit, touchdown soon. And I came home, and believe it or not, Sweets was one of the people on the post that I had made that I'm coming home soon. And she was like, I miss you. I can't wait for you to come home. So when I seen that shit, I'm like jumping for joy. Boy, I'm jittery as hell. Mind you, at this time, I'm 13 years old. I'm jittery as fuck. I got butterflies in my stomach, and I'm ready to come home and see Sweets. So me and Sweets, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it off, we thugging, and then summer break hit, right? Because at the time we were in school. So summer break hit. And during the summer, I saw a whole new side of Sweets. Mind you, we was going through puberty and shit at this time and shit too, right? So I saw a whole new side of fucking Sweets that I have never fucking seen. And I'm going, like, oh yeah, this freaky bitch, yeah. Like, man, what? At this time I had, man, what? Man, listen, we ain't gonna do all that because that's too freaked out, all right? But listen, man, I was in love with Sweets, basically, bro. All that love just for Sweets to cheat on me with a brother that I had at the church. Now, he wasn't my blood brother, but I also, like how I looked at old boy from the brotherhood, like I looked at him as my brother, I looked at him like my brother, which should have taught me then to not really fuck with people. But you grow older, you give people different chances and shit, so that's why I fucked up. But anyways, Chasers and Chasettes, back to Sweets. Man, this whole Sweets cheated on me with my brother from the church. I say, oh no. So mind y'all, we got the first bop that cheated on me with my brother, blood brother. Then you got the second bop that cheated on me with my brother from church. So now I'm looking like, damn, is it me? So this shit swamped me back into another deep depression. And y'all gotta know at this point, I'm smashing everything in sight. I'm talking about ding dongs, king dongs, man, M&M's, Skittles, Snickers, Hershey's, whatever the fuck, man, spaghetti, motherfucking chicken, burgers, fried, bitch, whatever I get my hands on, bitch, I'm killing that shit, bitch. I ain't even finna play with you. I done weared it up again, bitch. I'm about 280. So this time, I run into my third little swoop de whoop. And I meet her at school, right? Man, nothing really bad happened in that relationship. Like, she didn't cheat on me, I didn't cheat on her. Okay, that's a lie. I cheated on her. But let me explain, right? Okay, by this time, by the third relationship, as y'all just heard, I had already been through 2 traumatic experiences, 2 traumatic relationships. I really the fuck didn't feel like dealing with nobody the fuck else. But by this time, I've been through puberty, so I'm a dog and I just want a bone, right? I gotta get this freak league out some way, and beating my meat to this motherfucking Pornhub all night ain't gonna do it for me, right? So on the third relationship, I'm like, man, fuck it, bro. She seems sweet or whatever. Like, she was a little nice girl or whatever, right? I ain't give a fuck. I did shorty the worst way. I can't even count. Like, looking back on it, I was fucked up. Like, yo, y'all gotta understand though, I was in a dark place. Like, I was in a dark place. Like, I've been through so much shit that I will eventually come out and explain all of it on my life, in detail, on my life, on the podcast, on the show. But man, I was in a deep, dark place in my life. And after the second girl who I was head over heels for cheating on me with my brother, I pretty much was like, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, and I'm done. You feel me? Like, I'm over it. I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody. I don't want to deal with females no more. Like, that's when I started my I Hate Bitches campaign. For those of you who did not know, I do have a campaign that says I hate bitches. Now that I've become a grown man, I have in fact tried to kill the campaign, but once you grow something that has such a powerful message, it's kind of hard to kill, so it is very much still there. So yes, you guys won't be able to find it, but for those of you who are able or know what I'm talking about, yes, I hate bitches. That was the campaign. So when I met the third shorty at school, I was just like, man, like I said, I'm a dog. I just want a bone. I was just thinking, like, I'm gonna get neck behind the bleachers and not really fuck with shorty like that. I cheated on that girl with multiple girls at the school. Yeah, I was real fucked up. And so, yeah, after that one of pure cheating and shit, that's when I moved back home, because at the time I was still in Florida, and that's when I moved back to Philly to go live with my pops and shit, because I had gotten in some legal trouble in Florida and couldn't stay in Florida, so I had to go back home. So I went back home, and boy, I turned into a 304 back home. I fuck a relationship. See, if you don't know anything about Philly is pretty much like everywhere where y'all have, you know, promiscuous. I'm trying to say it right. See, I know the word is promiscuous women. Yes, chat. Yes, I said that. Hoes. All right, y'all got some hoes. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, man, these hoes on go. Man. Oh, and I also skipped that. By this time, when I went back home, I had lost all the weight. Like, I had lost all the weight. Like, I slimmed the fuck down. I'm substantially, like, I was looking good. I was fit. You know what I mean? So I was a 304. I'm slinging it wherever the fuck they wanted it slung at. Y'all on the scene? Well, so am I. On the scene with Keen. I should have podcasted that shit. I should have vlogged that shit. I'd probably be buzzing right now still. But nah, boy, I was turned. So I really didn't get in any more relationships after that third one. And then when I came back home, it was so crazy, right? So when I came back home, well, my mom's them home. Not really our home, but where my mom was at. So I'll just say when I came back to Florida. So I left Philly and I came back down to Florida. And when I came back down to Florida, that's when I met the girl that I'm with now. Now, mind you, was it smart for me to go from being a 304 directly into a serious relationship? No, it wasn't smart of me at all. And did it cause problems in the relationship? Yes, it did. But I mean, we live and we learn, right? We figure this shit out as we go along in life. That's the whole part of learning from our mistakes, right? So yeah, I think that sums up my relationship history. I haven't really been in a lot of relationships. I think that's only 4. Everything else was kind of just flings. Like I didn't claim her. Now I have been in a bunch of situationships where she claimed me as her spouse, her significant other, and I'm just looking at her like, you a bop, sis. I'm not. That's not me. People would ask me, like, other chasers would ask me like, yo, is that your girl? And I'd be like, nah, if you want to crack, you can. Because 9 times out of 10, I was only with her to crack. Like, I was running it up because I felt like hell have no fury like a man scorned. So fuck it. I felt like, you know what I mean? I tried to do the right thing. I tried to be lovey-dovey. I tried to, not cheat. Oh, and might I mention, In the 2 prior relationships where I got my heart shattered and stomped on for literally no reason whatsoever, I didn't cheat at all. I was completely loyal. So for them to cheat on me with my brothers was kind of crazy. So when I got to the 3rd relationship, cheating was all I knew. Like I said, I started my I hate bitches campaign. I figured that that's all bitches do is cheat and lie and shit. So I just summed up that all bitches are the same. None of them are worth a damn, and fuck it. I'm just gonna cheat and before I get cheated on. I'm gonna lie before I get lied to. And that's kind of how I started living my relationship life, which is why it caused so many problems in the serious relationship I jumped into. But hey, we live, we learn. So with that being done, we'll go into toxic relationships. What is a toxic relationship? Now, a toxic relationship is anything. Verbal, it is simple though, right? It's anything, but it's literally one word. A toxic relationship is abuse. That does not always have to be physical. There is such thing as verbal abuse. There is such thing as mental abuse. There is such thing as physical abuse. Abuse is not always somebody whooping your ass. Let me say that again. Man, listen, toxic relationships, bro, when you're with someone and you just feel like shit, like you're just miserable every single day of your life because you're with this person, because of how this person treats you, that's toxic. You could sit here and love someone, wholeheartedly. You could give your whole life to someone and they sit here and turn around and treat you like shit, and you refuse to leave because you love them so much. That's toxic. Hanging on to someone that treats you like dog shit and then hollering, I do it because I love them, is toxic. Sitting here and defending them and they treat you like shit. Oh no, I know they love me. They're just upset. They had a bad day at work. That shit is toxic. For those of you out there in toxic relationships, please leave. Please call 911 and get a police escort to pack your belongings, because I'm pretty sure he's not just gonna let you leave. Pack your belongings and leave. There are so many women that get murdered by these unhinged men because they're toxic, and they reel these beautiful young women in with flourishing futures and fucking destroy them, tear them down to a shred of nothing. And then when they finally build up enough courage to be like, you know what, fuck bro, I'm out of here, they're unalived. So if you're in a toxic relationship dealing with a toxic motherfucker that it sounds like anything like what I'm describing right now, please call 911 and get the fuck out of there. I'm pretty sure, now don't quote me here, but I'm pretty sure they have like hotlines that you can call, like abuse hotline, and like if he whooping your ass and shit, I'm pretty sure you can call them and be like, hey, he whooping your ass. However, let me pause right here. Okay, let me pause right here, because like I said, this is Keeping It Real, and we're gonna be 100% real. We're gonna be 100% transparent. My relationship that I am in now, the 5-year one, right, with BL, I was an abuser at one point in our relationship. When I was coming fresh off of being a 304, when I got first into this relationship, I was raised on peer abuse. Yes, the predominantly women household that I was raised in abused the fuck out of me. However, I didn't know that shit was abuse until I got with BL, because then she started explaining it and opening my mind to see bigger pictures and different point of views and how it actually was abuse. So I learned that the way I was raised was an abuseful way. I didn't know it, unfortunately, until I became an adult and I learned. But yes, I was abused growing up as a child. So all I knew was how to respond to a relationship the way that I was treated. And that unfortunately turned me into a physical abuser. I used to put my hands on my girl, yes. And I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat with y'all. I'm not gonna hide it from y'all. That's why y'all listen to Keep It Real, because y'all want me to keep it the fuck real. So I'm going to do just that. I used to be a physical abuser. I spent 2 months in the county jail because she called the police on me, told them I put my hands on her, they locked me the fuck up, and I spent 2 months in jail. Okay, I went to jail twice behind physical abuse in the same relationship, right? Now, for the chasers out there that are like, bro, she put you in jail and you still stayed. Now, yes, I'm gonna be honest, which is why I brought this up. That is toxic. Our relationship was very, very toxic. It was toxic from her calling the police and putting me in jail and me staying. It was toxic for me being a physical abuser and putting my hands on her because that's all I knew was abuse. It was a complete and utter fuck up. It was a mess. But by the grace of God, a lot of communication, a lot of praying, we were able to turn it around and turn it into something beautiful, turn it into something pure, okay? We've been through a lot of shit. However, we've weathered the storm. And that sometimes is what you have to do if you want that relationship to. But I said all that to say, regardless of gender, if you're in an abusive relationship, you have power. Meaning, if you need to go to the kitchen and get a knife to stop this abuser from abusing you, do that. If you need to call the police, do that. Use your voice, press charges, do whatever the fuck you need to do to get out of that situation, because you have more power than you realize. And at the end of the day, your life is worth it. You know what I mean? Like, don't just lay down and like you Patrick and fucking SpongeBob under a rock and just die. You know what I mean? Fight back. You have the power to fight back, because I hear oftentimes that a lot of people are scared to try to even leave the relationship, or they feel like if they try, then fucking this may happen or that may happen, and they're just scared to do so because they don't feel like they have any power and authority in the relationship. And I just want to remind everybody that you do. You don't have to take that shit laying down. Whether you are 75 pounds, 80 pounds, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, go get you a fucking gun. Get you a gun license. Learn how to use it. Go to the shooting range. Do something. Whatever you have to do to make sure that at the end of the day you're okay, do that. Because, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, these men out here, some women out here too, bro. Like, bro, there are a lot of unhinged people out here, bro. There are a lot of people out here that just are batshit fucking crazy, and they will sit here and destroy you if you let them. So I said all that shit to say, just don't fucking let that shit destroy you. You know what I mean? Which brings me to my next fucking point: is the relationship worth fighting for? Now, this shit can be classified in so many fucking ways. Like, oh, I feel like my relationship is worth fighting for because I've been here for so long. We're 6-7 years in it, so we've been together for so long. There's no point in throwing it away. Or, oh, I know this person. I know my spouse so well that I don't want to get to take the time to fucking know anybody else, so I feel like it's worth fighting for. All that shit is bullshit, bro. The only time the relationship is worth fighting for is if you're both willing to fight for it. Meaning you're both willing to put in the work to make this shit work. If only one person is willing to fight for the relationship, if only one person is willing to put in the work, that shit is gonna fail. You as the man can't be the only one trying to put in the relationship work, and you as the woman can't be the only one trying to put in the relationship work. It takes two to tango. It takes two to make this shit go round. It makes two to make this shit work, bro. So if y'all both aren't putting in that work, then it's not worth fighting for. But if y'all both sit down and y'all have a conversation and y'all come to an understanding, like, this is what I want. You're my person. You're who I want to be with. You're who I love. You're who I want. And y'all come to that understanding together, then fuck it. Put the work in. Fight for that relationship. Because sometimes those 7 years will be your best 7 years that you've ever had in a relationship. Sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side. But that does not mean go for bullshit. Just let people step on your boundaries and step on how you feel and crush your emotions and shit like that, and then holler, oh, well, we both agreed to make it work. Hell no. If y'all agreed to make that shit work and y'all both agreed to put the work in, and you see signs that they reverting back to their own ways, or they're not putting in the time and they're not putting in the work like they agreed to put in the work, then fuck that shit. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of there. And that goes for anybody, not just one specific gender, bro. Because at the end of the day, we're all people. We all have feelings. We all have our own emotions. And if they're not being respected by the person that we claim to love and be in a relationship with, fuck it. Because even though I said earlier, don't threaten me with a good time, yes, there is somebody out there that will treat you right. There is somebody out there that will treat you with the worth that you deserve. And if this person is not doing that shit, then fuck it. Fuck the time, fuck the history, fuck how long y'all been fighting for it, and say fuck that nigga, fuck that bitch, and get the fuck out of there. Because that shit is a dead end, and it's beating a dead horse, and you're not gonna get anywhere with that shit. Which is the next point, excuse me, the next point of the show. When is it time to leave? Pretty much I just told you. When a motherfucker that is not putting in no work to make this relationship work, when a motherfucker stops trying, men, we have chasers. We had this problem where we'll get the girl, but in order to get the girl, we had to put out all the steps. We was taking her on dates every week. We was taking her out every week, taking her to do this, taking her to do that, buying her little flowers, buying her chocolates, just buying her, nice little sentimental random shit gifts to let you know I'm thinking about you. And then the moment we get her, all that shit stops. And that's our biggest problem. I can admit that I fell short to that myself. I've gotten back on track. We had a conversation. There's that communication again, Chase. Chasers and Chasettes. We had a conversation about what I was doing wrong, and we fixed it. I rectified my problem. And see how I said earlier, I told her that I felt like she was putting her people over me. She rectified it. She told me, you're not bringing it like you was when we first started talking, and I rectified it. There's that communication, and there's that we're both working on our ends to fix the problem. I had a problem and I brought it to her. She fixed it. She had a problem. She brought it to me and I fixed it. You both have to put in that work to fight for the relationship to work. A relationship is work. It's damn near, if you got 1 job, 2 jobs, it's damn near a third fucking job, bro. A relationship is work. You got to put in that work. And if you're not going to put in that work, stay the fuck out of a relationship, bro, because you have to put in that work. And you both have to put in that work in order for it to work. So it's time to leave when your spouse is not putting in that work. When you putting in all the work and you letting them know like, hey, I feel like I'm doing this by myself. And they're like, oh, okay, bet. And they're still doing nothing to change. They're still doing the same shit that you told them was hurting your feelings or was fucking with you emotionally. And they just blew it off. They're not listening to you. They're not communicating with you. You're losing trust. Man, hell no. When all that shit start going wrong, hit the door. When you see that it's a repeated pattern of bullshit, hit the door. If they motherfucking abusers and they ain't trying to get over it, they ain't trying to change, heal, none of that shit, hit the motherfucking door. Listen, like I just said, your life at the end of the day is the most important thing. You are the most important person in your story. You are the most important person in your fucking life. So you have to care about you more than anybody else on this earth, because at the end of the day, nobody else will care about you as much as you. Yeah, your family gonna love you. Yeah, your friends gonna love you, but they cannot love you as much as you love you. Self-love is the best love. So you gotta love yourself. And this is all sound like a fucking, it's written down because I got this from BL. She told me all of that, word for word. I had no idea about self-love and all that shit before I got with her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I loved myself. I thought I had self-love, but until I got with her and actually understood and saw what real self-love was, I will honestly say that I would have never known unless I got with her. So like I said, I can thank her for everything that she has taught me. I can thank her for all the life lessons. I can thank her for helping me grow into the man and the responsible man that I am today, the accountable man that I am today. I could thank her for damn near a lot of shit. Hell, I don't know, she could probably thank me for some shit too. But at the end of the day, you both have to fight for that relationship to work. And if one person's fighting and the other one's not, if one person's putting in that time and the other one's not, you got to pack it up and leave, Chasers and Chasettes. Don't just stay around because, oh, you love them. Don't just stay around because, oh, it's convenient. Like they say, like the saying is, oh, I'd rather stick with the devil I know than a devil I don't. That's bullshit. Sometimes stick with yourself. Break up with that motherfucker and be single. Go get you a 1-bedroom apartment and motherfucking thug it out. If you a chaser, get you a game system. Hell, everybody like playing games, not just chasers, chasettes. Get you a PC or a P5, whatever the fuck, and go play the new college football, damn it. Shit, find you something to do, man. But with all that being said, we're gonna conclude today's show, man. That's our time for the day. If you like the show, like I said last week, man, give us feedback. Give me feedback. You know, I left the email directly in the description of the podcast. So if you want to contact me, please email me at Keepin It Real it's not with, it's W. So Keepin It Real W rundown at gmail.com. You can email me about the show, email me about a feature on the show. Next week, we will have a very special guest. We will be discussing something very near and dear to me, something that it should be discussed because it is a well-known problem in the Black community, wrongfully injustice, being incarcerated in America as a Black man, and what that does for your morale. And you know, we'll get into greater detail next week. Like I said, I thank you so much if you made it this far for listening. Thank you for tuning in. It's very much appreciated. I'm your host, Rundown Keem. This is the show Keepin It Real, where we keep it all the way the fuck real. The link tree will be posted wherever this is posted, on Apple, Spotify, fucking Google. Everywhere this is posted, there will be a link tree that you will be able to click on. It has all of my socials, my Instagram, my YouTube, my Twitch, my Kick. All of that will be on the link tree, so you can stay up to date with me. You can stay locked in with me, tuned in. And that's all, Chasers and Chasettes. Thank you so much. and enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Bye-bye.